Today I'm going to present about my final individual outcome, which is based on the role of natural products found in Kawang Forest Reserve and its potential in agro-based industry. As you can see here, a list of objectives that has been achieved through this study are as follows. Effective methods of preparing and conducting a scientific research fieldwork with team members was achieved. Correct sampling methods were applied ethically and sampling outcomes were curated appropriately. A complete field data collection was executed to ascertain potentiality of plants found within Kawang Forest Reserve suited for agro-based industries. The first step in exiting research location is go through the samples of and specimen obtained. The samples collected should be preserved to ensure the quality for the next process, which is need to be done in the lab. Make sure the samples are preserved in the correct method. Example of preserved samples are sample presser and newspaper or silica gel and tea bags. Make sure the samples are preserved using silica gel and tea bag. Samples collected has to be given proper labels. Make sure the questionnaires distributed has been recollected from the villages in order to proceed with further analysis. This is an example of how a plant specimen should be preserved and an example of a complete label for every specimen. The second step in exiting research location. Take a close look at the condition of the research location. Make sure the place around is clean, which is free of litters, leftover food or drinks, personal belongings, camping equipment and cooking equipment. The condition of the place when exiting should be the same as it was during the entry. In this study, a quadrat of size 5 meter by 5 meter and strings was used. Therefore, we have to make sure the quadrat and the strings are removed from the study site and not left behind. If a wide collection of sample is done, make sure it fits the purpose of conservation. Avoid oversampling. The third step in exiting a research location, which is conditions of tools and equipments after work. The tools used, such as the quadrat with the size of 5 meter by 5 meter and strings, should be in good conditions, cleaned if there is mud or any plants still attached to it. The tools are to be used in other studies as well. The questionnaire forms should be well organized and kept in a waterproof bag. Materials used for preservation of plant samples, which is in excess, should be in its best condition, which is 70% ethanol, newspaper, sample presser, large plastic bag, paper bags, Ziploc bags, and scissors. This is an example of how a quadrat should be after sampling. There's no damages. Execution of tasks in research location. Various conventional methods such as interviews and questionnaires in obtaining the necessary information was done during the 5-day fieldwork. The importance is to obtain the feedback of the people living in close with Kawang Forest Reserve. Scientific methods such as quadrat sampling of wildlife of interest present in the field of Kawang Forest Reserve was also done. Scientific methods can generate reliable information, which is more factual based and less opinion based. The outcome of study in research location. Ecological functions. The rich biodiversity of the species within Kawang Forest Reserve alone is an important ecological function which deserves more acknowledgement. Formation of caves within Kawang Forest Reserve is a unique feature which boosts the biodiversity of species. Increase in urea component contributed from the bats will shift the dynamics of the forest ecology. Kawang Forest Reserve is also potential for agro-based industry because of the diversity of medicinal plants. Contribution of Kawang Forest Reserve to humans and the local community. Many job opportunities are available in Kawang Reserve Forest, which makes it possible for the local people to have a job. Example, Assistant Digital Manager. Example, Penolong Pegawai Awal Ekonomi, code E29, responsible in increasing the total amount of tourist visits. Another example is the tour guides. They operate independently as freelancers, agencies, or organizations on a part-time basis. Also, they provide assistance for tourists. And final example is housekeeper. Kawang Forest Reserve have 3 units of chalet. As a conclusion, it is known that Kawang Forest Reserve provides important ecosystem services and habitat for wildlife animals. Therefore, it is important to protect Kawang Forest Reserve from any form of threats. This forest should be protected and conserved to sustain the biodiversity for future generations. Thank you.